Hey, you guys, peace and blessings. I hope you guys are doing well. Our praise to the Most High, our praise to our Melech King Yeshua Mashiach. Without him, where would we be? My voice is a little bit shot because I've just been going through a lot, y'all. Just a lot. Having to argue and having to plead my case with these same people who supposedly supposed to be my family, right? Um, but I promise you, like you guys for not too long will have to hear me lament about what I've been going through because I promise you, this is it for me. Like I already know. I know for certain. Okay. I'm making arrangements already to make sure things that are in my name is already off. Right. And it's only two of us. You understand what I'm saying? It's only two of us. Right? It's only two of us. So, and it's a shame that, they have to keep on sending in people to do things, and it's a shame that I have to put combination locks on certain things. I have to even enclose myself, or should I say encase myself, even in my own room. You see what I'm saying? Because of the amount of trespassing that goes on with they're infringing on my privacy, right? I'm a grown man. What makes you think that a woman can go? I don't give a damn if you are my sister. I don't give a damn if you are my cousin. What makes you think that you can come into my abode? You understand what I'm saying? My dwelling place, my sanctuary, and touch anything. You don't understand what I'm saying? I'm not blaming anybody. I can't even blame them because it's me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm the one who set up here and, you know, wanted to stay and help. It's not because I don't have a place to go. I know what it is. I've been homeless multiple times. You understand what I'm saying? And it hasn't been by my own volition. It's been because of what this country has done to me. And I made that plain. I don't care what anyone says. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all know what y'all been doing to me. The title of this is The Vent, subtitle, Same Face, right? And Babblings of the Insane, or Insane Babblings, should I say. I come from, and I'm gonna get really real with y'all, because that's how I am. I made it plain that on my dad's side of the family, my grandparents are from Jacksonville, Mississippi. Not Jacksonville, Jackson, Mississippi, okay? So they've been out here ever since the early 50s, I want to say. No, late 50s to early 60s. They've been out here. Okay. Now, for my mom's side of the family, they're more Louisiana based. Okay. So they're all of my family on both sides are from the South. And I already explained to you guys in my last live about the South, period. Okay. Um, Interestingly enough, well, let me not go into that yet, probably. Um, the South as a whole, as we know, it holds a very dark history, right? During slavery, you understand what I'm saying? A lot of our people fled. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of them fled up north, okay, especially close to the borders of Canada, whether it was northeast or southeast. A lot of our people fled, okay, depending on where you were in the South, whether that was Texas, whether that was Alabama, Oklahoma, Georgia, all of those places, or a little bit by the coast. You understand what I'm saying? Or a little bit up Midwest, because that's still, South too. Whether it was Arkansas, places like that. So our ancestors fled to those places, or at least the ones who can get free. The ones who had earned their freedom had fled to places up north, to the northwest or to the northeast. So it's just interesting because there's rich history as it pertains to slavery everywhere, all around the United States is rich history. There's rich history all around this whole entire earth, okay? You understand what I'm saying? There is. And that's not me just saying that, because at the end of the day, that's a fact. You can go and you can do your research. You understand what I'm saying? The scriptures as alone, let me just say the Bible alone tells you, and it gives you a very thorough insight of slavery alone. You understand what I'm saying? And how there was so-called Black people sprinkled across this whole entire earth. Okay. And the reason why I have to set the tone for this is because, excuse me, I'm going to get into generational curses. A lot of my people, I'm talking about my immediate family and extended family, but I'll say my immediate family, meaning the family that I was born into as it pertains to our little unit, right? And I'll talk a little bit about our, you know, outside, family members of that unit, which are still cousins, first, second, third, fourth, cousins, aunties, and uncles, and things like that. But generational curses is a big thing. That's the reason why a lot of us, unfortunately, we're being targeted too by, and that's the reason why our family members are being used so heavily as well, is because a lot of us are breaking generational curses. They don't want to see us do that. You understand what I'm saying? They don't want to see us do that. I said this before in a previous live. I said that, they want to hold this, attempt to hold this mirror up to us and make it think like as if we're trying to seem like we're better than them, or we're better than people in general, because we want to try to live righteously. We don't want to do a lot of the things that we've done before, because you've been made a new creature. And folks don't really understand that unless it's been you. Folks does not really understand unless it's been you. Okay. So a lot of the things that your people say to you, I'm talking about your family members, it's things that you already know, things that you've already heard. You understand what I'm saying? Because I think, and there's things that they've actually known as well. They know, you know, trauma. That's something that I believe that all of our family members know so well is trauma. You know, they know what has happened to them, you know, but you can't use that as an excuse as to why you're the way that you are. You're bitter and you want to superimpose or inflict that same type of behavior upon the ones that you see who's trying to actually break the generational curses. It's not fair. It is not fair. It is not fair. Let me say that again. It is not fair. You cannot let me be the walking billboard for your fuck ups, for your sins. That is not up for me to do. You must repent for what the things that you've done. I can't do that for you. You can't make me be the scapegoat for your fuck ups. That's not right. That is not right. And I'm not going to stand in your bullshit. I'm not, because I don't have to. I got to own the things that I've done at the end of the day. At the end of the day, it's going to come down to what I've done in this body, not what you have done or what you've made me do or what I've made you do, so on and so forth. I can't point the finger at nobody. You can't point the finger at me for the things that you've done. And folks will love, especially family members, they'll love to have you be, like I said, the mascot, the walking mascot for the things that they've done. You must wear their sins, their curses, and their misfortunes. It's a sad thing. But the whole generational curse thing is very heavy. You understand what I'm saying? They don't like to see people like us attempt to break that, because all of that has to cease. It goes back to our ancestors who fall, or should I say, who have fallen and succumbed to their sins, who have made pacts with doctrines of devils and things of that nature. Here you have people like us, and I forgot to talk about in my last bit about blood being blood marked. That's what it was. Okay, because a lot of times a person can be blood marked, and when you're blood marked, usually you're the person who's going to break the generational curses. And I told you guys that. That is important. Every generation, you have somebody, maybe two, one or two who comes in along and does that, because you don't have a multitude of people throughout the generation who actually gets it. And the great thing about the Most High is the fact that He has allowed for generations upon generations to come about, to give us chances after chances to be able to get this thing right. And with that, He has cleansed the bloodlines. You understand what I'm saying? So our immediate family and or extended family, they're not going to accept that, because they don't know. They don't recognize, and they don't assume accountability of the things that they've done, the wrongdoing that they've done. You have people in your families, especially in so-called Black families, who have, because our our history comes from a place of so much trauma, right? Molestation is a big thing. Okay, it's a huge thing in so-called Black culture. And I believe they got the name right when they, or should I say the identity right, when they started calling us Black, or where the Most High allowed for them to bestow Black upon us, right? Because what we know is is pain. What we know is rebellion. What we know is disobedience. What we know is wretchedness. Okay, we know that all too well. And like I said, it goes back to the garden. So it's very hard to accept that when all you know is that. And a lot of people in our culture, they love to sit up here and try to create excuses for those things. Oh, well, hurt people. So you telling me that just because this same person who I'm calling mama, daddy, cousin, uncle, auntie, you understand, just brother and period, that's okay for them to do that to somebody else because they were hurt? You understand what I'm saying? And this is the reason why I said that the system of psychiatry, okay, is very dangerous. Very dangerous, because what they do is that they sit up there and they will entertain the things that people do, because it's not about rectification. It's not about reform. And that's the things that they'll love to sit up here and try to tell people, is that, oh, okay, well, the jails reform, and so does the system of psychiatry. They reform as well. No, what they do is that they entertain your trauma, thus getting you to accept what has happened to you, so that you can then create a space to inhabit more spirits, so that you can continue being wicked. And I said this before, all they want us to do is outdo our ancestors or the previous generation sins. They want us to outdo their sins. That's what it's about. Okay. But when you got something so strong as molestation, you understand, that runs deep in our culture, it's very few people that you have that will stop that or see signs of that. You understand what I'm saying? Even when they haven't been the one who has been inappropriately touched. You'd have somebody, and the reason why I have to go deep like this is because it's important for me to do that. A lot of people don't like to talk about this stuff, but you know it didn't happen to you. It is what it is. I don't have to call it out. I don't have to spotlight you. You don't have to even tell it. Okay? Because at the end of the day, this is something that is prevalent in our culture, and that's just a fact. Okay? But I'm only saying this just to set the tone, because there's many layers to the so-called Black experience, right? And I say so-called because that's the identity that the Most High has allowed for us to assume, is in this generation is Black, okay? And that's for a reason. That is for a reason, okay? It's not by chance. It's not because it was a mistake. It's not because somebody chose that. No, this is a reason why the Most High allowed it, okay? And I know better. But it's so hard for a person to go that deep, you understand, when you know somebody that been touched in your circle, that is to say your unit, family, household, or extended, or you didn't heard something about someone, but to be so bold to repeat that, like that's something that's interesting in our culture is that our people would love to get together with one another and laugh. And I don't want to say so much like as laugh, but we'll talk about it. Okay. We'll talk about what has happened. Like that is to say gossip, right? You'll tell there all day long about what has happened to a person in your family unit, but you wouldn't actually even have the decency to try to put that to a halt or to seek out if that stuff actually happened to this person. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're not going to do anything, I feel like you shouldn't speak on it at all. You shouldn't. You should not speak on it at all. Other than that, you're doing is creating more damage. You're doing more damage than rectification that needs to be done. And 9 out of 10 times, the only reason why these people are actually doing more damage than rectifying is because it happened to them. Right? So we just pass on this stuff, one to the next, one to the next, one to the next. It happened to me. Nobody did nothing. So I ain't gonna do nothing for you. Or I don't know how to. I only say all these things to say that there's a pattern, there's a cycle, this circus carousel of a cycle that continues. And honestly, I'm tired of it. I've grown so tired of it. I've done my part as long as I possibly can to help those that I know didn't deserve my help, to help people that I know my father is only allowing to still have some semblance of good fortune because of me. And this goes back again to the blessings that are already bestowed upon us. Because when you bless the Most High's people, guess what? You're going to be blessed. And that's just the way it is. So I got to apologize to my father for dwelling so long in a place that I've dwelt, knowing, you understand what I'm saying? This is a space that's been comfortable for me. When you've been a person who has grown up in dysfunction the whole entire time, you understand? And I've been a brooding kid. I've always been a brooding kid. I've made this plain. I've been very brooding. I've been very introverted as a kid. Like I know it doesn't seem that way because I make videos, I can get in front of a camera and I can talk and things like that. But that's only because I had to learn how to express myself and be extroverted. So I'm what they call an ambivert, but nonetheless, I still am a introverted person. Okay. If I know you and I feel comfortable with you and I feel like you deserve that, now I'm saying, then yeah, I'll show you that extroverted side of me. Other than that, you ain't gonna get nothing but silence and me looking at you with a death stare, as they say. Not for you to die or anything like that, but just for me to just, I'm, surveying you. You understand? That's all I'm gonna do, is survey. But it's something, when you have a multitude of people around you. And like I said, I'm very family oriented. I've always been like that. I don't have to express that to these people. They know, because that's why they still continue to come around and gather around, me. I don't go and search for any of these people. I always remain to myself. You understand what I'm saying? I go in my room. You guys want to go ahead and have, gatherings and things like that. That's up to you. I don't need to be a part of that. I don't. And you can't be mad at me for not being a part of that. I don't care what nobody has to say about me. But at the end of the day, I know my heart is golden. You understand what I'm saying? I've sacrificed so much for my family. My family knows that I've always been the scapegoat. My family knows I've always been the black sheep. I've always had to be the excuse for why they cannot progress, for why they continue to remain in the past, for why they continue to not look in the mirror and take accountability. But see, that's the problem, though. I am the problem. I hold up the mirror to you. I'm going to make you look at your reflection, because at the end of the day, I'm casting authenticity back at you. Not to say that I'm better than you, but to get you to understand. You understand who you are and to question what you're doing, at least. And this is how the Most High uses us. You understand what I'm saying? He loves messed up people. And I keep telling people that. If you ain't messed up, and if you believe you ain't messed up, how can he use you? He has no usage for people who are already arrived, people who have it all. He has no use for you, because you know that you can't be used for nothing, because you didn't already arrive. You didn't already figure it out. You got the world. Why? Not to say that he don't use you. I'm just saying in the sense to get somebody to actually look within themselves, to dive deep and to repent. Even most of these people ain't gonna repent. At the end of the day, it still needs to be pontificated to them. It should. And that's not up for us to try to sit up here and dignify. You understand what I'm saying? It's not up to for us to try to sit up here and, figure out. At the end of the day, he knows. You understand? And this has been a long, long process. I've held on for as long as I possibly can. I'm about to try to have to leave here. I'm getting things in motion to make sure that, I get the internet changed out of my name. I don't want nothing lingering around here. I will go. You understand what I'm saying? But my whole thing is that why sit around and have these insane, side babblings about me when I already know you're talking about me? You understand? Because a narcissist, they're going to lie on you 24/7. That's just what it is. Everything about a narcissist who seeks out a prey, which is an empath, a true empath. And like I said, a real true empath doesn't sit up here and articulate, right? You know what I mean? About them being an empath all day. They don't go on spews talking about that. At the end of the day, you an empath or you not. And that's just really what it is. But a narcissist will not see you as a form of an empath unless they know for certain that you are a child of the light. You understand what I'm saying? Even when you don't know it. Even when you don't know it. So they have no other duty but to seek out their prey. And they sit back, talk shit about you 24/7, and build up this negative rapport about you that they've been telling people, other narcissists, whom they call up and get to chime in just to try to get you out of character, so that all of the lies, all of the bullshit that they've been telling about you, the virus they've been spreading about you, will hold up. And they'll be like, oh, okay, see, I told you. It'll speak validity in that moment, in that space and time. But my whole thing is that you don't have to do that with me, because I'll let you know who I am. If I did it, I don't mind telling you that I did it. And if your ears can take it, I'll give it to you in details. Like I said, folks want to sit up here and fake the funk all day and pretend like as if they can take the truth. But we already know that the truth hurts. It stings. It does. Folks say they can take the truth, but really can't. Folks say they walk on the truth, they speak in the truth, but really ain't. And that's just the truth. That's just the truth. I don't care. Like I said, I ain't got nothing to hide. If I did it, I ain't got no problem with telling you that I did it. You ain't got to sit up here and make up lies and embellishments and over exaggerate and spread rumors. If I did it, I don't mind coming clean about it. If I did it. But I'm not going to sit up here and nor am I going to defend any of the lies that's been told about me, because that's just going to make me look even more guilty. That's going to make me look even more crazy. Okay. Y'all knows, y'all know, and I know. So I don't have to, like I said, prove anything to anybody. So I'm already making arrangements to make sure that, everything that I've done here, excuse me, everything that I have built here can go ahead and be transitioned out. The bills that I've paid, they can go ahead and be assumed by somebody else who wants to pay the bills. Other than that, like I said, I cannot sit up here and deal with this anymore, because you ain't doing me no favor. I was sitting up here trying to be kind and nice and do this for you, even though I know I'm not supposed to be equally yoked with you. I know I'm not supposed to be here doing this with you. And the only reason why you still have some, like I said, some semblance of good fortune is because of me, because you got somebody praying. Because I already know you didn't flew the coop and went the other way. The Most High knows that too. You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, I am a living, breathing testimony of this. I don't mind telling you guys the truth. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm not doing it so I can maintain a place to stay. At the end of the day, I got an all-season tent that I didn't pay some money for. You understand what I'm saying? And there have been times where I had to go out. You understand what I'm saying? And get away and all this other stuff and go other places and dwell. I know how to forage. I know how to do all those things. You understand what I'm saying? So there's nothing that is keeping me here but me, because I still have, I'm pussy for my family. You understand what I'm saying? That's really what it is. Even though you guys have hurt me beyond measure, it ain't got nothing to do with me maintaining a place to stay. Because at the end of the day, there's plenty of people who didn't tried to give me a place to stay and get me out of this. I wouldn't go because the Most High wouldn't allow it. And I ain't gonna go nowhere that he tell me not to go to. And that's just facts. I ain't gonna make that decision because it's not up to me. If you tell me not to go and not to do it, I ain't gonna do it. You understand? And like I said, I don't trust nobody because I already know what it is. Anybody can be bought because everybody needs something in this world, don't they? And the enemy knows how to use people around you, right? The enemy knows how to use the entreats that you yearn for, try to get you to do something wicked against somebody you don't even know. See, it's easy to do that. It's easy to do that to a person that you don't know. And you feel like, oh, don't mean nothing. They ain't doing this. They ain't doing that. You understand what I'm saying? And that's a shame. Because I'm not like that. I don't do that to people. I don't. You can't pay me enough to do that to people. And I mean that. Sorry, I'm getting me some water. And another thing I want to say is this. It's a shame that I have to lock up everything that I practically own. You understand what I'm saying? And encase myself in it. I gotta put locks, combination locks on things that I own because you people like to invade my privacy. You like to trespass upon my domain. Well, I paid for that. Why does the person have to go through that? Tell me that. Why should I have to go through that? And I paid most of the damn bills up in this motherfucker anyways. You understand what I'm saying? Why do I have to? That's not a life to live. You understand what I'm saying? That's not a life to live. It's not fair. It's not fair. And I've held on for as long as I possibly can, but I'm telling y'all, you won't hear me have to vent about this any longer. I promise you. I promise you. Because there ain't one thing that I cannot stand, and I'm not saying from other people, what I'm saying about myself is having to repeat myself multiple times. Okay. And feeling like I have to bring upon this great deluge on people's ears because of what I'm going through. You understand what I'm saying? And that's just like that's a known trait, like for empaths, like a true empath. Like we'll sit up there and listen to all of that. Like, you know what I mean? Like we'll sit up there and listen to that stuff. I'm talking about all of the darkest things that a person has to throw on us because we're dumpsters. You understand what I'm saying? That is the truth. We're dumpsters. We're going to sit up there and we're going to listen to what you got to say because at the end of the day, that's just really what it is. We're true children of the light. So we're here to do that. The Most High's work. We're pillars. You understand? Those who overcome, they shall become pillars in the kingdom. And that's just really what it is. Because at the end of the day, that is, like I said, what we're doing is a prelude to what we're gonna have to do officially in the kingdom. You understand what I'm saying? And those things are not going to go unnoticed, right? Good deeds do not go unnoticed. And that's because it's naturally who we are. Nobody's asking for you to pay us for that stuff because that's just naturally who we are. We'll sit up there and listen to all the madness. We'll sit up there and listen to all of the babblings. We'll sit up there and listen to all the insanity because at the end of the day, we understand who we are. You understand who we are to the Most High because we already know that we have all of that darkness within us as well. But the truth is that it ain't because we are somehow trying to hide that. We just we're not walking in the shadows. That's just what it is. We're not walking in the shadows. That's what that means. We're not walking in the shadows. We're not walking on the broad path. You understand what I'm saying? And it's still an everyday fight for us to not have to um succumb to that. It is. It is an everyday fight, okay, to not have to succumb to that. You won't know until you actually being thrown in the loop of this. You won't know. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not knocking anybody's struggle. I'm not knocking anybody's journey because I understand what it is. If you really truly going through that. We really truly dumpsters. We'll sit up there and we ain't asking for you to do nothing. We'll sit up there and do that. Like it's times I done been on phone calls with people. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't listen to just strangers. And they don't know why they have this feeling to lament to me so easily, to just pour out who they are and be vulnerable. They don't know. You understand what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna sit up there and tell them, why or anything like that, because that's not up for me to do. That's what you've decided to do because that's who I am. I'll listen to whatever it is, and if you want me to speak, I'll speak. If you want me to just sit up here and listen to you babble, I will. I have a reputation for that. That is to say, listening to any and everything. If that's what you feel in that moment, because we are selfless people. And it's a shame though, because nobody ever asks us how we're doing, do they? No. Nobody ever asks us if you need anything, do they? No. Because they just assume that you're this strong vessel. And then that's where the advantage comes in with these people, where they want to take advantage of you. They take advantage of that and they see that in you directly. So as a whole, they know that they can always come to you and dump their problems on. Never ever thinking about, oh, okay, well, I'm the one who has to actually wear this. After it's all said and done, you go home and you feeling fine. I'm the one who's actually wearing your problems right now. I got to figure out a way to transmute that and get rid of it. There's a precept that talks about bearing the burden for your brother. You understand what I'm saying? Your brethren. You understand what I'm saying? We know that all too well about bearing burdens for our loved ones or people that we love in general. We know that all too well. It's not up for us to, I mean, it's obvious. I mean, it's obvious when you're a person who's either taken advantage of or the person who is taking advantage of someone. Okay, so the person who's being taken advantage of, sometimes it takes a long time to understand and come to the conclusion that, okay, well, my naivety is getting to me. And yeah, I've been taken advantage of. Like they have to fall many, many times to figure it out that they've been taken advantage of. But a person who, what they do is take advantage of people, they know that all too well. They know how to search and lurch for their prey because they know they can always come to you with their drama. They can always come to you with their problems, with their baggage, and they can unload it on you. And they can go on home feeling good and free until it's time to dump the rest of the problems upon you. That's how family do. That's how family do. Okay. So my family know that they can come to me. And like I said, when you're a child of the light, the darkness sees that. The vessels that's being used for darkness doesn't have to actually have, doesn't have to be cognizant of why they're flocking to you. You understand what I'm saying? They don't have to be 100% cognizant of why they're flocking to you. They're going to do it because at the end of the day, that's what's in them to do. And it ain't like as if they're somehow unknown to that. They know why they're doing it too. Especially when they see a person who's so open, like us, to give them admonition, especially if you're a person that we love. Now, and I hate to say, we, because I don't want to group anybody, I'll just use myself as an experiment. I'll just say me, because that's how I am. Like, I'm pussy for my family. It was easy for me to get the so-called friendships that I have with folks. And these are people that I've known my whole entire life, right? I've known them since kindergarten, people that I've called my brothers, people that I've called my sisters. And, when it was made known to me that they were all compromised, I was done with them because, and certain family members I was done with too. So certain family members I don't mess with either. But my immediate family, like I said, my unit where everybody that came through the gates or the matrix of my mother, you understand what I'm saying? Those are the people that I said that I was still, full with. I didn't say that at the beginning. Of course, I wanted to be done with all of them, and I was, for that matter. But like I said, I made the mistake of actually feeling like I can still have some semblance of relationship with these people, even though I knew that they had shown me where their allegiance lies, and they had shown me where their loyalty lies, and it's not with me. Okay. And for the most part, that has been minimized. Okay. Where I don't have to see them, all of them at least. And, I've just maintained my space here, and that still is an issue because, as we know, people come and they go. The enemy sends people, you understand what I'm saying? And they all wear the same faces, and they're all a part of this collective spirit. It hurts beyond measure. And I'm gonna let you guys know that it hurts. Like, nobody, y'all know. That's what I'm saying. If you're really going through this, that shit hurts. It hurts. To say that this stuff is fun, and the fact that y'all want to sit up here and pretend like you going through this, but you're not. Please take my suffering from me and wear it. Please take my identity from me and wear it, if that's what you want so bad. Please. This stuff is not, it's not funny. It's not funny. It's not fun. It's not a game. It's the truth. I done lost many people that I thought was my friends. People that I've shared so many good memories with. They're gone. And I threw them away. You understand what I'm saying? I threw them away, and I'll never go back to them. Never. The same thing with specific people. But you know what? I know that this is it. I know. And I ain't got to be told too many times, I promise you, after this. Because I know this is it for me. In terms of these relationships that I've tried to maintain in my family. And then some people think, oh, why you putting your family dirt out there like that? Listen, this is my story. You can't tell me how to tell it. You cannot tell me how to tell it. You still come along and get an earful, right? Don't you? Don't you? So you can't sit up here and try to tell me how to articulate the things that has happened to me. You understand what I'm saying? But nor am I'm getting on here trying to complain like as if, oh, I can't deal with this, I can't deal with that. I'm not saying that. I'm still dealing with it at the end of the day, but I'm gonna let it be known. My family know what the hell they're doing. And I've made that plain to them numerous times, even though they want to sit up here and try to look at me with a death stare once again, like as if I'm crazy. No, y'all know, I know, and the Most High knows. So I'll be wasting my time trying to sit up here and argue with you when you already know what it is. And that's the problem. I made myself look even more crazy trying to prove to these same people who were calling me crazy that I was not crazy. When I knew I wasn't crazy. You understand what I'm saying? I knew I wasn't crazy. I know I ain't crazy now. Y'all can say whatever the hell it is that y'all gonna say about me. You still doing it in secret. And then think, I can walk up into a room and know you didn't been talking about me. Even when, like, I don't have to see, the cues or pick up on those cues where, when you can tell with somebody, they say, when somebody's been talking about you, like the room gets silent, like once you walk in. No, it don't have to be any of that. I just know when y'all talking about me, because that's all y'all do. And these days, a lot of women outlive men. I'm not being sexist or I'm not being, nothing when I say that, right? Misogynistic. I'm just letting it be known. Okay. There's a lot of women in my family. Okay. But this is just a fact. Like women outlive men these days. A lot of women outlive men. Okay. And I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying, that. So I know like a lot of women when they get together, especially women who do not have men by their sides, they already have that bitterness, you understand, in them, right? They already have that uh bitterness to almost hatred residing in them. You understand what I'm saying about a man? So they want to try to group all the men in one category. You understand what I'm saying? Even when you're just a cousin, you're just a nephew. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it ain't your fault that the man went ahead and left you with so and so amount of kids. That ain't my fault. And don't let me be the brute of that. I got to bear that damn brute of what your man did to you. That's not fair. You understand what I'm saying? That is not fair. So I can go on and on and on about that, but I just know how that go. Like, y'all love to gossip, and that's just a fact. You love to gossip, okay? And you think a person don't know that mess? Like, come on now. I know these women in my family, okay? And like when you have so many matriarchs, especially in your family, and like I said, you have a lot of women living longer than men. So the oldest matriarch in my family is 100 and what, two? I think she just turned. I think she's about to be 103. And I'm not, no cap, I'm not trying to over exaggerate. That's a fact. Like she is up there. Okay. She's the only one alive right now that can tell, stories about his historical stories and things like that. She's the only one right now. Because all the men before her are dead. They're dead. Okay. Um, and I don't know if that's not the case with anyone. And that could be also as we know, that's due to what has happened in the garden and things like that, and scriptures tells us that. I don't have to go into detail about that. Like I said, I'm not trying to make this live about that, so I won't go into detail about that. I'm only telling you from my experience. Okay. And I don't know if this is not the case with every folks family and just women, period. Okay. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I know firsthand what it feels like to be emasculated by a woman. My mother has done that to me. I know where it comes from. She has six children, right? Two of her children are twins, my brother and I, and then the rest of them are, females. So I have four sisters and I have one brother, right? I don't have a problem with telling people this, and folks think, oh, well, why are you telling your business? Because at the end of the day, it does not matter. I have to tell you all this stuff. This is what I need to tell you as it pertains to my testimony. If you don't want to hear it, like I say, you still keep lingering around to get an earful, right? So that you can have a mouthful to go and spew and run and tell, right? And talk about. That's what people do these days. So yeah, I know how it is to be emasculated. Okay. And the reason why is because I understand my mom feels what she feels. But at the end of the day, I didn't ask to be born into this earth. By the grace of Yah, I was born through you. And like I said, I don't want to go ahead and um reverse history. It is what it is. I don't regret having you as a parent because I accept what you've given me because I know that that's all you could give. I'm not about to sit up here and do that to you. I don't, like I said, I don't know everybody's journey. Everybody's journey is different. I can't sit up here and try to judge another child who's sitting up here, at war with their family. And I'm at war with my family too. But I'm saying like a person who really just is resentful and their bitterness is turned to hate by this point. Like I said, I'm bitter, but I ain't hateful. But I gotta go because I do not want to get to that point where I start hating y'all. You understand what I'm saying? And I got to keep forgiving you, forgiving you, forgiving you, even though I already know that you're going to do the same things that you have been sent to do. And that's just who you are. You've already shown me that's who you are. And at the end of the day, I can't sit up here and try to flip the script on you because you didn't already show me who you are. That's not conducive to my mental health. You understand? And I can take a lot. I can. Not to say that I can't take it anymore, but I'm just not going to. I'm just not going to. The insane babblings has reached its capacity, and I will no longer lend my ear to it. You understand what I'm saying? And I thought that I could, try to help, you know, someone in need. And I'm not even a caregiver. You have a actual caregiver who's getting a free check. Who is my sister? Like, let's keep it real. I don't give a damn about what y'all got to say or anything. You're the actual caregiver. I'm actually here doing the work. And see, that's how it is. That's why I posted that video the last time. And then they took that down serendipitously. I guess it was because I shared it or whatever, because it got so many hits, not by way of me posting it up, but by way of the fact that it had already garnered millions of views. So they didn't want to have any type of linkage to me. And that's cool. I don't care. I only posted that up because it was a valid message in that moment. You always got that one who will stay behind, sacrifice everything. You understand what I'm saying? Put everything on the line for your ass. And then you got everybody else who wants to sit on the sidelines and judge, spectate, and got everything in the book to say, but ain't there. Ain't there. This ain't my first time taking care of old folks. I didn't taking care of my grandmother and grandfather. You understand what I'm saying? That's the reason why I'm in this program to begin with. Yeah, and I made that plain too, how that jump started. So I won't go ahead and revisit that because you already know. Those who are listening, you already know. So this is not my first rodeo, as they say. But it's a shame that I have to sit back and actually do the work while somebody sits up there and get a free check because you're using their name. Not to say that I'm asking for anything. I get my own little income by the grace of Yah. And I'm not ungrateful. I'm very, 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 very appreciative of that. But somebody sits up there and gets a free income. You don't do shit. All you do is what you do. And I won't go on a spew to tell it because you know, and the Most High knows, and I know. But that's a shame. And it's not just happening in my household. This is happening to many other households. That's my whole point about what goes on in our culture of people. And I'm not dragging our people. At the end of the day, our people has dragged themselves by their disobedience. So as a result, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So you know what you do. You know what you do. I ain't got to point that out to you. But that's a shame, though. Because that's how big of a heart that I have. I will sit up there and I'll take all the crap. I'll take it. 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 And then once it's all said and done, and once you show me one too many times, you see, it takes a lot for me to go ahead and just say, okay, cool. I know I can't deal with this. I know I can't deal with this. I didn't tarry too long. I didn't set up here and try to help you as much as I possibly can. And you don't want me here, and that's fine. I'm out. I'm out. You understand? I'm out. And that's fine. Because I'm only one person. I don't have a responsibility to anyone. No one. I didn't have to stay behind and do this. I did not. And I still have more respect for my folks. I'm not even gonna really put you out there like that. I don't give a damn what I posted up in the past. Now, the folks that I posted up in the past, those people deserve that because half of them weren't my family anyways. And then number one, my cousin, when you did what you have done, yeah, all bets are off. You know what you did, or to be politically correct, done. You know what you've done. You know what you've done. So as a result, I ain't got nothing for you, coon. And yeah, I called my family coon too, and my immediate family. And I've said this to their faces. I don't have to go on here and try to pretend like I'm saying all this stuff, slyly and sneakily online. No, I told this stuff to their face. They know I already call them coons. Like, you guys are descendants. There has to be a split when it comes to lineage, because I can't be a person who has come up out of the same bloodline as you when it goes back to slavery. I cannot be. Y'all are descendants of the ones who did not want liberation. Y'all are descendants of the ones who literally went and snitched on Nat Turner, went and snitched on Gabriel Prosser, and all the other men and women who had created a revolt. Y'all are the ones. I didn't come from that because I don't do shit like that. And that's just a fact. You'll never see me doing that. I don't care. Meet me and find out. Meet me and find out. Because I don't do stuff like that. You can't pay me enough money to do this to my family. And I said that today. You cannot pay me enough money to do this to y'all. At the end of the day, I'm not asking you to die for me, but at the end of the day, you must stand for something. Otherwise, you're going to fall for any and everything. So the fact that you couldn't even stand with me in this one time, oh, were you asking me to have to die for you? I never said that. Because at the end of the day, you wouldn't be dying for me. And if you claim to be a believer, then all the more reason. You understand what I'm saying? Not to die, but I'm just saying all the more reason to stand up. Since you got so much so-called faith, you wouldn't be dying for me. You'll be dying for the one who already gave his life for you, for the world. And the world I'm talking about is Israel, because a lot of people will misinterpret that. Just because he mentions the world, you need to know what world he's talking about. Either you're talking about the world of Israel or you're talking about the world as the totality, the universe. Yeah, we already know what it is. You ain't got a fool. I'm not about to sit up here and make excuses for the shit that y'all do just because y'all my blood. Y'all are some of the worst people. I love you to death. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to sit up here and excuse your behavior just because you are my blood. Because I done had so-called strangers treat me better than what you should have been treating me like. Does that mean I'm about to put them on a pedestal? Absolutely not. But I'm not about to put you on a pedestal either. Right is right and wrong is wrong. And right don't wrong nobody, as the old folks used to say. I'm gonna say my elders, because that's what they say. Right is right, wrong is wrong, and right don't wrong nobody. Nobody has to sit up here and lay out a deck of cards. Since y'all like to play with tarot cards, right? You guys like to play with tarot cards these days. So yeah, nobody has to lay out a deck of cards, tarot cards, try to get you to understand. You understand what I'm saying? I think it would be made plain to you, especially in this day and age. I'm really pissed the fuck off. So many lies have been spread about me. I know. I don't have control over what anybody says. I do have control over how I respond. And that's just it, and that's all. I do have control over how I respond. That's the reason why my family can't really get me out of character like that. Yeah, I say a little stuff, but at the end of the day, my family are the only ones that I have given power to because they know triggers. A stranger doesn't know that. Yes, my family has ran and told and seeded, intel to these organizations, right? So they'll try to think that they can use those same triggers against me, but it doesn't work like that because it hurts different, when it's a family member shooting it at you as opposed to a stranger. Because a stranger really don't know you. All you know is what you've been told, but that don't make it right or true. So, and like I said, I have to give you guys the so-called ammunition, quote unquote ammunition, because even though you think you have ammunition to shoot at me, I gave it to you to cock the gun in the magazine. But that don't mean that it is fatal bullets, because we know that guns do shoot blanks. So any of the things that you shoot at me would not be fatal because I supplied you with the ammunition. So I'm already at peace and repented of the things that I've done, if I've done it. Because like I told you, I ain't got no problem with telling you if I've done it. If I've done it, I've done it. Doesn't mean I'm proud about it at the end of the day, but y'all ain't about to sit up here and try to make it seem like as if you can magnify the things that I've done to make it look like as if, oh, it's just the worst things. That is what it is. And I know, and the Most High knows. So I don't need to try to prove anything to y'all. I'm tired of that mess. I'm tired of these people here. This time it's run its course. I know that for certain. Like, this is it for me. There's somebody out there right now listening to me. I can hear them because I got bionic ears. Okay. I got bionic ears. So I already know somebody out there right now because it's a relative over there up in the house because I'm up in my garage. You understand that, of which I only have a key to because this is where I pay rent. And it's like I said, it's only two of us. So you can call up as many people as you want to tell them lies and this and that. And I don't give a damn because I ain't done nothing wrong. The most I've done is tell you the truth. Yeah, I put embellishments on it with cuss words. I don't say curse because there's a difference between curse and cuss. And I'm not trying to make an excuse for that, but that's a fact. I cussed. Absolutely. That's what I do naturally, though. You understand what I'm saying? But it's the truth. You can't bring me to wrath and then try to sit up here and play victim. No, don't work like that. I'm going to say my piece because I let you say your piece, and that's going to be that. So I'm making arrangements to have everything that is in my name transition out. You understand? And I'm just, man, I'm at my wit's end with this family because they've ran my name into the ground legally. They have. Folks have used my name. Oh, and that's another thing. I'm not saying them, my family, but I've received so many letters about data breach, and I've posted up videos here and there about data breaches. Even when I've known that. Okay, so look, for instance, I was getting this credit, right? This governmental credit, and there was a overhaul that took place, but I was getting this governmental credit on Spectrum Internet. Now you can either get it on Spectrum Internet or you can get it on either one of your bills or whatever. So I was getting this credit on my Spectrum Internet that's in my name that I pay for. It's my internet, and I get this random email in the mail, right? I get this random email, and they're telling me that my credit, or no, the program, I had switched out and moved somewhere else. And I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't do that. I didn't authorize for that to happen. So I call these people up and I'm like, what are you talking about? So I'm no longer receiving the credit because you guys are saying that I made the authorization to actually move from this program to another. And they said, yeah, it can only be done by you. I said, well, how could I'm telling you that I did not authorize that? So once again, we have to refer back to identity theft. And I told you guys, like, I've been talking about this. That's all these people do is put me a part of a pool of data breach, right? T-Mobile, Spectrum, medical. Like I've been a part of a lot of medical data breach. That's all they do, especially with the system of psychiatry. And I told you guys the only reason why I still go and talk to someone is because that shit is transcribed on paper. And when I die, I want that shit to be made known. I don't give a fuck about you redacting things. At the end of the day, it's going to be made plain when I die. And it's going to be documented. So you can corroborate what I've been saying via video, or you can corroborate it with what I've said on paper. Okay? So y'all can't say that I've said anything out of the ordinary because it's going to malign. Okay? It's going to malign. That's the only reason why I still go and see them. Okay? And for many other reasons, which I won't go into. But I think I've made that plain though on my channel as to why I still go and do that. And why my family has, like I said, taken a consensus to conspire against me to make it look like as if I'm paranoid, schizophrenic, so on and so forth. Y'all know how the game go. So I contact Spectrum and they're like, yeah, they told me, what company it was and why it was switched out. I went and did my research and found out it was Maxi something, some Maxi Tel something. So I knew once I did that research, it was like some third party mobile service, that somebody had gotten a free phone through. Like a government, those governmental, like quote unquote Obama phones, like someone had taken my information and got it with that. So I was like, okay, what the fuck is this? Okay. So then I called them, the Maxi company, and I told them, like, look, I did not authorize this. Someone is using my information. I am a victim of identity theft. They went ahead and canceled it. So then I didn't know that I was supposed to let them know that I wanted to switch it back to Spectrum, because once they canceled it, it couldn't be switched back to Spectrum because it was canceled as a whole. So once it was canceled, I wasn't able to receive the credit any longer. So they couldn't switch it back. And I went through hoops trying to get that back. And I know they were happy because they're like, okay, great. Now we get to charge them even extra. Now as opposed to paying $100, what I'm paying now for Spectrum, I was only paying like what, $49.99. You understand what I'm saying? For the highest speeds. You understand what I'm saying? That's what I was paying. Now I'm paying $100, right? Because of the promotion ending this year and things like that. So yeah, it is what it is, but I have to get all that switched up out of my name because I'm not about to pay for y'all. Or will you and anyone else who you got coming over here to leech off? Hey, look, I want the shit up out of my name. Period. If you want to assume everything, great. Let me know, because I'm gone. I am gone. So yeah, I've been going through this for a while now, and these people have been trying to incriminate me along with my family, the help of my family. They've been trying to incriminate me. They've also been using my brother because I told you guys that I am a twin. So any of the things that he's been dealing with in terms of the law, I could tell that they have been, by way of AI, using a lot of that stuff. And I call it AI incrimination because they have the technology to do that. Now, my brother and I are actual fraternal twins, so we're not identical, but we have the same anthropological structure. That we're twins. You understand what I'm saying? We don't have the same exact face, okay? But here and there, it seems like as we get older, we start to look more alike, but no one would get confused when they see us. Like, we're fraternal. I'm taller than him. You understand what I'm saying? My face is a lot more, just a little bit slimmer than his. But yeah. So I know that they've been using the things that he's done to try to superimpose that upon me, like as if I've committed those crimes. I know what these people are doing. Don't get it twisted. I know. And they mad that I know. It is what it is. You'll be dying, like I said, knowing that I know. And here's another thing, and I'm done. I ain't got nothing else to say after this because I invented, said what I had to say. But March, April of 25. Well, let me just say this. I turned 33 this year. My brother and I turned 33 this year in November. Okay. Late November. And not to say that that's when they're going to try to, lay me down, but I already told you guys. March, April of 25, look for me in the headlines. Not to say that I'm going to try to do anything. I told you guys that. I'm not going to harm myself. I don't have any intentions on harming myself. I'm in my right mind. Hallelujah. No matter how they try to paint me in a false light and make it look like as if I was demented, I was crazy. I tried to, showcase psychotic ideations. You understand what I'm saying? I was a terrorist. Like, that's what they're saying. I'm an environmental terrorist, whatever. No matter how they try to paint the ringer, okay? No matter how they try to paint the ringer, just know this. I am a son of Yah. I stand before him, which is what I've said from the beginning. I'm not going to harm myself. I'm not going to harm nobody else, despite the lies that have been told about me. Most of y'all don't even know me, but you're repeating what you've been told. You're repeating what you've heard. And then you still haven't even met me. And those people who are giving you your information haven't even met me either. You understand what I'm saying? So you don't really know. Oh, I can just go by what I'm seeing. Well, guess what? It ain't much to go by. It ain't. Like I said, meet me and find out. Or better yet, get on your knees, fast and pray and ask and confirm with the Most High who the hell I am. And I told you I'm nothing. If you bold enough to do that, since y'all boldly ignorant these days, get on your knees and ask the Most High if I'm real or not. And that ain't no grandiose. That ain't nothing. That's me just telling you what it is. Because that's what I do. I vet everything and I question. You lack that much discernment to where you don't know, you got to take somebody else's word of mouth about who the hell I am or about who somebody else is. You lack discernment that much. I question your position. Since you say you're of the children of the light, I'm going to tell you this for the real ones. The best way to figure out if these so-called TIs, I'm going to say another thing after I'm done with this. The best way you can tell if somebody's a real true TI, a target individual, quote unquote, right? Ask them how they get in the program. What jump started their targeting? Ask them what. Now, we already know they like to go and leech off of somebody else's story. They'll go here, leech off of that person's story. And then, of course, they'll go by a script or they'll even formulate what they want to be their identity. And then sometimes they'll switch it out. It'll be interchangeably. Ask them what jump started their targeting. And judging by that, you'll know if they're real or not. Judging by that. Now, let me say this. I can't remember the other brother's name because I made a post on like a comment on his post and it was in his community and he hadn't posted in like 4 months and I know he's real. Dang, I'm gonna post in my community once I figure out what his name is. I promise you I will. But what happened to him? What happened to Brandy Quick? Huh? Have you guys heard from Brandy Quick? I wonder if she's okay because I know she was real for sure. For sure. And there's other real people too, you know what I mean? But I know y'all right. I didn't already reached out to y'all and seen if y'all was okay. Y'all didn't already posted, so I know y'all right. So that's cool. But what happened to Brandy Quick? She ain't posted in a long time. If somebody has her new channel, if she has a new channel, please swing that. If not, then I asked again, what happened to Brandy Quick? And I asked what happened to that brother. And I'm going to post it in my community, what happened to him. Because I know he's been going through it too. Okay. And it's been about like maybe 4 months since he's last posted anything. I don't know if he has another channel or not either, because I know how they like to sweep our channels. You understand? So I don't know, but I'm just saying that out loud because I watch everything. Don't get it twisted. I'm watching the real ones and I'm watching the fake ones. Okay. That's all I got to say. I ain't got nothing else to say. Hallelujah. Peace and blessings to my people scattered across the four corners of the earth and to the stranger who has allied themselves with Israel. True Israel. Y'all stay prayed up, steadfast. Hopefully, what I've said on this life has been, yeah, it should be life. Life live. Because it's real for me. I promise you that. I don't need a myriad of people behind me. I know there's strength in numbers, but I'm not looking for strength in numbers. I know it's a one man show over here. The real ones know who they are. I reach out to you, say my piece, you say your piece, and we know. Because at the end of the day, we together in spirit. And I hope to kiss all of y'all when we make it into the kingdom together. Y'all say the same. Y'all steadfast, man. Pray for me, the real ones. Please pray for me. The fake ones catch fire. I don't want nothing from you. So don't pretend like you're praying for me. Don't pretend. The real ones, pray for me because I'm praying for all of us. Peace.